So you're in that first trimester and you're feeling exhausted, irritable, not yourself. You're feeling like you want to move, but you don't want to move. This is a good routine to get started with. I've used this routine multiple times, and I have to tell you, I'm going to flow through it, but no, I'm going to start with cardio pull, upper body, and then to legs. That series worked for me. Now you might go through this routine, and you might start with legs. This is your workout that you can mix and match, but I'm going to show you how I used to flow through my routines when I wasn't feeling that great. So you're going to start with a cardio pull. Now cardio pull, you have your cables attached. You walk down, you straddle, and you're going to have to find your sweet spot. So you scoot down a little bit, hands to shoulders, and then you walk your feet onto the squat stand. You allow yourself to come down and get a nice stretch and enter into a squat position. From here, you pull down and you press up. So you can go as slow as you want. When I'm not feeling that great, I go pretty slow. You can do arm circles. And you're just warming up the body, alternating legs. Now the key here is that if you're going to go for a full arm movement, you're unable to bring the arms all the way over to the hip unless you do one arm at a time. Because in other words, you're going to actually lift your legs off the platform. So you can do alternating arms and legs. You can add a little bit of a jump, alternating arms or legs. Again, or just pulling the legs down and the arms down like tucking. So you can build your body in a lot of different ways and get your heart rate a little bit going, but again, you don't have to add the jumps. That's just an alternative. Once you feel your body's a little bit warmed up, come on up. And then leave your cable attached. And we're actually not going to start with squats. Like I said, if you like it, you can always go back to it and start adding it in. But you're going to start with the pullover series. So you're going to get your abdominals warmed up, your arms warmed up, and just feel your body stretch. That's the idea. Just let your body stretch out. You're not feeling 100%. Your arms can just come all the way up as far as you feel comfortable and pulling over. That's where you start. Adding that bridge in. Again, you're trying to get the back strong. This is a nice way to get the glutes strong. You're going to need them strong, especially as you progress in your pregnancy, to help stabilize that low back. So you do pullovers, triceps here. Arms can be by your side. Now note that I try to keep my arms hovering over the glide board, because if I'm here, a lot of times people will do this and their arms will go forward, and then they're putting too much stress to the shoulder joint. So a little cue I give myself is keep my elbows above my torso, and I make this exercise harder by moving them further away, and eventually they can be aligned with the shoulders. So once you've done your tricep press, you can go into big arm circles. Now sometimes this feels great moving both arms together, and then other times you might just want to do one arm at a time. Again, just explore how you feel in your body. This is a new discovery phase, I can tell you, as you go through your pregnancy. So once you've gone through your pullovers, your bridging, your triceps, your arm circles, you can slowly come up to sitting. I'm going to make a point. There's a point in your pregnancy, and it can be as early as the first trimester where you don't want to roll up like that. If you're feeling that way, you take your handles in one hand, you roll onto your side, and you come up to sitting. I'm going to keep demonstrating that as well, so you don't forget. Making sure your cables are not crossed, like mine are right now. Scoot your bum back onto the top edge of the glide board, and then you can go into seated chest press. Again, your feet can be on the floor. You can be self-squatting. You can have your legs up, a little bit of a diamond shape. Once you've done your chest press, you can always go into one arm. Move back, give yourself a well-deserved stretch, lifting your chest up, palms face forward, transition to a bicep curl. If that is too much tension, arms can come to your sides, and you can shorten the range a little bit. And do your bicep curl here. Now you take your palms, flip your palms up. Oh, my bad. Bend your elbows in, flip your palms forward, and then you move into overhead shoulder press. Now from here, there's a point where your body weight might feel like you have to lean a little bit forward, and that's okay. Sometimes sitting too far up might feel like you're going to lean back. However, when you're sitting aligned, you will feel your abdominals engage quite a bit. If you lean a little bit forward, it just assists sometimes with your posture. So once you have that series, again, chest press, biceps, overhead, shoulder press, turn yourself around, and then you can go right into a rowing series. Now you can do both arms, you can alternate, you can think about those shoulder blades staying back and down and just do a smaller movement. Again, explore how you feel that day, what you want to go into, and you can even do one hand. So some people grab the nylon strap of one of the handles, keeps the rubber handle of another, and then you can just do a one handle or single arm row. So once you're here, you can end this series, again both sides, with doing a wide fly. So now you just go into the wide fly series. Again, don't pop the ribs, try not to lean the body, you're trying to keep your body as steady as possible. So once you've done that, knuckle down, step off, fly board comes down, and you end with squats. So incline level comes up. And you just go into bilateral squats. You can do one-legged squats. Now, there's a point in your pregnancy right at that end of that first trimester that what's called relaxing really, we say surges, and you'll feel unstable. You may or may not feel unstable. So bringing one leg up, if you notice that you're really shifting in your pelvis, I'd rather you keep a toe touch down, focus in on this, in this case my right leg, and I'm going to squat here. This allows my pelvis to maintain some stability. I'm still working one-legged. If I'm up here and I see this, or I'll try to demonstrate on this side, like a little bit of pushing out, or you see kind of shimmying here, it can put your back and your SI joint, which is your low back, at risk for some injury or just some irritation later. So again, squatting, one-legged squat. You can roll up from here, and we're going to do something called a sprinter start, which you've not seen. So incline level comes down. And this is also moving into that thought that you want to stabilize through here. This area gets very iffy in pregnancy, and you want to get your bum stronger. So this is a butt exercise. You go hands and knees, and then go down onto your forearms, one foot up onto that platform, and you're focusing on engaging through your glutes as you press up and down. You also feel your thigh as well, but you're just really thinking about extending and coming back in. When you're pressing out, you're not looking for, you're trying to avoid any rotations. You're trying to keep your hips as steady as possible. In the stationary leg, the one on the glide board, your hips are trying to stay aligned. So if you see yourself kind of shimmying over to my right, my left foot's up, and I'm kind of leaning more into my right forearm and my outer part of my right hip, I'm not being engaged as well as I could be. So I tell my clients, put a little bit of pressure on the inside part of the knee that's on the glide board, slide your shoulder blades down, think about your abdominal engagement, and then really engage that bum or buttocks as you press out and in. So once you've done this sprinter start, you can easily go into some nice stretches here, nice pigeon stretch, adding in some rotations in the trunk, sitting back for a little bit of a lat stretch, and obviously you always want to stretch out that chest, and go through any of your favorite stretching exercises to round out the routine.